everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to paint different types of insects and I am going to share with you how I do them. If you know me for a while, you know that I'm obsessed with insects. I think they are so undervalued, important for every environment, gorgeous. It's so interesting how they live. There are so many different types and shapes. I just love them. And now I am going to begin explaining you how I paint them and maybe some tips too. The first two insects of this video are some clips of an older video, but those paintings are included in the collection that I created with the paintings of this video, so that's why I wanted to add them. And I did them having the same things in mind, always beginning with the lighter colors and then working on the more dark colors and the details. For example, in the Spanish moon moth, I began with the green base and then I worked on the veins of the wings, and then in the second one I did the same. I began with the lighter colors and then I went to the dark, which are the ones that help me to get to that shiny effect. But I am going to explain you more on the other paintings. For example, in this one I did the same. Began with the green base and then I began doing all the black parts and details. But something that I think it's really important to do realistic illustrations is to always add all the things that are not perfect. For example, in the wings you see that those lines are not sharp, and also I added some spots and some different marks. And then in the body, I didn't want to use wash because I wanted to do everything with watercolor, and you see at the bottom of the body there are some lighter lines, so that's why I did the first layer with a green grayish color and then I worked on the rest of the body. Something that I feel it's something that I always tend to do is doing little illustrations, and that's really difficult. For example, for the eyes of this painting, those are so tiny because of doing this illustration or this painting not really big, and that's something that it makes it really difficult, but I can hold it. I love doing tiny paintings. And another thing that I suffer from because of these are antennas. For example, in this one, those are really slim. In the first one, I tried to do little by little. I did not like it how it turned out. And in the second one, I tried to do it in one go, but I needed to move my hand. So I had to move it, and it's not as perfect as I would want to, but you know, we can do everything perfect. Here you can see all of them together. And now I am going to begin working on the next painting, which is a beetle. You will see it right now. And as insects are always really symmetrical, for me it's really important first doing a really light sketch, doing some basic shapes to see the proportions, and then that everything is raw, and then I began marking all the parts, and also I mark where all the colors change, which is something that always helps me to know where every color goes. And as I erase it before painting it, you cannot see it through the watercolor paint, but I can see it and I know where everything goes, so it's more easier for me. I erased them doing some circle motions, and then I began with the lighter colors and I began doing little by little. Sometimes I just need to stop and do another thing to see how to continue, because sometimes it's really difficult. For example, for this one, which is kind of transparent, but at the same time it's really shiny. In some moments I was like, I don't know how to give the effect that I wanted, so I left it for a couple of hours and then I continued. For example, I added this pink, which normally in watercolors you cannot add lighter colors when you have painted some darker ones, but as I use White Nights watercolors, which are really pigmented, I could do a little bit of that. Then the transparent part was this orange one, and to do that what I do is add a lot of water, leave more color where I want to have the shade, or also adding some layers and blending them. And as the orange transparent part is also the blue part, I wanted to add it, and I did it with orange watercolor, but really light, with lots of water, and it gave it that effect. Now we are working on another insect, and for this one I needed to draw a lot of little details in the wings. You will see them right now. I erase it with circular motions, as I always do. These antennas are much more thicker than the one in the beginning of the video, so I enjoy them much more because I don't suffer so much painting them. As you can see here, the wings has these reflections which were really difficult for me, but at the same time a really fun challenge. And to do this, first I practiced a little bit in the paper to try different things. And what worked better for me was to wet the shape that I wanted to do of the wing, the part. I added one color, I waited until it was dry, and then I added the second color, and in that way I got to the effect that I wanted. I did different layers, and at the end I really like how it turned out, but there were so many different colors and every part of the body was a little bit different, and the reflections were different too. It was hard. It was really hard, but at the same time really fun. A lot of people think that insects are really difficult to draw and to paint, and it's kind of true, but as everything, if you practice it, you get some tips, you begin to know the species and the shapes and everything, and it becomes easier, but at the same time really fun. For me, when I began painting insects, it was really difficult, of course, but right now for me it's like painting in a coloring book or like playing. It's really fun for me doing the drawing with all the symmetrical parts, with all the prints and all the little details. It's really fun, and then adding the colors. So if you're a little bit frustrated when you paint them and draw them, don't worry, it will be okay. Hello everyone, so you have been seeing a lot of clips of me working on the insects, and right now I am trying to finish this one, which you have seen, and I am going to finish it right now. It's almost 1 p.m. and I need to finish it at 2 p.m. or before, because I have to do another insect which I am going to show you, and I need to finish it today because I need to send it to do some mags and some tote bags, and I have the market, the only market that I am doing this Christmas, which is a big one, in 2 weeks, and I need to send it to receive all the tote bags, and to do them I'm going to do DTF on tote bags, and I need to get everything on time, which I hope I will. I don't know, but I need to finish it today, so let's see if I can do it. Now I am working on the bottom part of this insect. I am doing lots of layers to add all the details, and that's what works better for me with this kind of paintings. So I did it. I just finished this painting. I finished at exactly 2 p.m, which I cannot believe. I am really happy about it. I also really like how it turned out. It was a little bit difficult about all the reflections and everything that it has, but I learned a lot about that, which is amazing always. And now it's finished on time, and I am going to eat really quick right now, so later I'll have only a couple of hours to paint the next and last insect for this print, which is also going to be in a tote bag, in a mug. I am going to do also some, or trying to do some stickers for it, but I'll only have those couple of hours because later I have to go teach the class that I do every week about painting nature with watercolor and nature journals, so I need to finish that today. So tomorrow I can order all the things that I have to order. So wish me luck. I will keep you updated to see if I can do it or not. I hope so. Now I have just eaten and I am going to show you the next insect. Yesterday I went to the public library to work with one of my illustrator friends, and we were there working all morning, and we are really productive when we work together at the library. And I did lots of things, but between those I did the sketch of the next insect, which is this beetle. It's an orange shade because I wanted to work with the composition of the print, and that's the thing that I have been struggling a little bit, but well, I'm going to paint it. Let's begin this painting. I erase, as always, with circular motions this sketch that I did with pencil, and then I began adding all the colors. As this one is really shiny, it's like metallic, what I did first was to wet the area that I wanted to paint so all the colors would blend together. Then I added the colors. And something that I did was, while it was wet with a clean brush, I took off some paint of it, and that helped me with the light with it. In this moment I focused on getting all the lighter colors like a base, so later I would work on the darker ones, and from then I would work on the middle tones, and it would help me much more. And to wait while it dries, I decided to work on the legs. So now, as you can see, there's no light outside. With the light in my room, and it's time to go. I haven't finished it yet, but I'm really close, so I hope that later in the night I finish it, so tomorrow I have it in the morning perfectly fine to scan and prepare to order it for the tote bags and everything. I tried it, but let's see if I can finish it this night. As you see with this one and with everything, what I do is always add and add more layers, and what helped me to get the effect with this one was to give more importance to the dark reflections, and that gave it that shiny effect. Now I am scanning this illustration. I always put a book above the sketchbook while I scan it, so it helps to be more sharp, the scanning. And then I began editing the image to get rid of the background. And I began doing some different options to do the marks. It was really difficult, but at the end I stayed with this last one, and I think it's my favorite. I love how they turned out. Then I began preparing all the things for the market, all the stock that I needed to do, because I was going to go with a new collection, but I also needed to do lots of stock of everything that I do to have prepared if someone wanted to buy them, which was a lot of work. So some days have passed, and I haven't been sharing with you all the process of getting all the new products and doing, for example, the tote bags and everything, because it was such a crazy days. I had a really big market, so I had to do a lot of stock for it, and everything went wrong, so I had less time than I thought I had. And I didn't have time to film anything, but I am going to show you how everything turns out, because I'm really in love with this collection and I just want to show you it. So first we have these two magnetic bookmarks. Both of them have magnets in both sides, so they don't fall and they stick to your paper, and these are one of your favorite products of my Etsy shop since the first day. So I have those two new designs. Then I also have these two new stickers of a peacock butterfly and of a Moth butterfly. Then I am going to show you my favorite two products, which are tote bags, and I really love how they turned out. I did both of them with a DTF transfer. I don't know if the colors are looking right here or looking a bit crazy, but this is one of them, and I really love how they turned out in the material of the pack. It's organic cotton and it's really thick. I really love it. And this is the other one, which has this. I think these are not as crazy. Here you can see the colors much better and much bright, much real. This is the one of the butterflies, and I am going to show you again this one, which is of these butterfly, of these insects. Then I also have two other new products, which are mugs. These are ceramic mugs, and the first one is this one with wisteria flowers all around the mug. I had this design before in an animal mug, but I have decided to change everything to ceramic mugs because you have asked me for it, because the animal mug you cannot put it in the microwave or anything like that and you use it. So I changed to this, and I have only left I think 3 animal mugs, and I am not going to do anymore. So if you want one of them, pick them because there are almost no left. And then there's this mug, which is full of insects, and it has almost all of the insects of the tote bag. And then the last two things are these prints. These are still with the package I use for markets, but the first one is with 3 butterflies, the same design as the tote bag. And the other one is an insect poster, which is the same design of the tote bag, but this one has the name of each of the insects. And this is all. I hope you liked seeing how I paint everything, seeing the results in the products and everything like that. Leave me in the comments which illustration is your favorite, and also too which one is your favorite product of the ones that I have launched, because I am very curious to know. And I hope you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it will help me a lot, and I'll see you really soon. Bye!